Okay, when I first did a tutorial of this move, I called it the DNB style running man, and I knew it wasn't exactly DNB, which is why I added the word style, which was kind of my disclaimer, but I knew it wasn't exactly the right thing, and over the course of time I got kind of uncomfortable with that, so I changed the name to the toe drag running man, which actually makes a lot of sense because when you're coming back to perch, you're kind of just dragging that toe back to the center, here to here, here to here. That's the toe drag. You don't even have to drag it really, you can just kind of roll right onto your toe. But then somebody asked me if I could explain the differences between the two styles because they do look very similar. So let me go ahead and show you what the differences are. The first difference is the perch. If you know the running man, you know that the perch is always on the and count. So it's and, 1, and 2. The setup move is the knee up, and the move itself is the A shape. That's what happens on the beat or on the count. In DNB, it's exactly opposite. The setup move is the A shape, and the perch is actually the move that lands on the beat or on the count. So instead of and 1 and, we're going to go and 1 and. So the and is this like kind of mini A shape, and the count or the beat is this hop like this. Okay, that's number one. The second difference is the center line. So again, going back to the running man, when we learn the running man, we start our perch position on the center line. When we come down in an A shape, we split that center line between our legs. One leg in front, one leg in back. We return back to the center line for the perch, then we split the line again. 1 foot in front, 1 foot behind. In DNB, you never go in front of the center line. All you're doing is bouncing behind the line, up to the line, behind the line, up to the line. So you would start behind the line, center line is up here, and on the count, I'm going to land only on that line. So I'm going to go and 1. Then I'm going to hop back off the center line, back to over here. So whatever foot is in front is always going to be no further than the center line. Okay, number 3 is your weight distribution. When we talk about the basic running man, I always say make sure that your weight is evenly distributed over both your legs. If not, a hair leaning forward, just a hair. So straight up perch, and my posture is still fairly straight up. I return to perch, my posture is still fairly straight up. In DNB, you're actually going to be leaning backward a lot more. So we're starting kind of back here. And when I hop forward, I still kind of want to be leaning back. So instead of going from here to here, I'm actually going to go here to here. Back, forward. Back, forward. And this sort of like leaning back is really what gives DNB that look. Okay, and then the last thing is impact. When we do the toe drag running man, I've always told people it's the lowest impact way that you can do the running man because your feet aren't really getting off the floor. You're not, a regular running man is kind of way up here, and that's high impact. But when you're doing a toe drag, it's really kind of low and close. DNB is not micro bouncing, it's actually hopping. You want to get a little bit of height in there. So in that way, it's a lot higher impact. So we would start behind the line, great big hop forward, great big hop back, hop forward, hop back. We're really getting off the ground. And the higher you can hop, the more impressive your DNB moves are going to be. Okay, so those are the 4 differences. And since you've hung with me this long, I'm going to show you how to do the DNB step. But I'm not going to show you the basic step that I did in the demo. I'm actually going to show you the easier step to learn. And this one is called the forward toe tap. And I'm going to have to demonstrate this at kind of a backward angle because if I turn all the way backward, you're not going to be able to see where my feet are landing. Okay, so we're starting here behind the center line. So in front of you is an invisible line, maybe 1 foot in front of your toe. So the first thing we're going to do is practice hopping forward and back just on 1 foot. So it's just going to be behind the line, up to the line, behind the line, up to the line, behind, up to the line, behind, up to the line. And notice when I'm hopping up to the line, I'm kind of leaning backward a little bit. Try practicing that lean as well. And then same thing on the other foot, behind the line, up to the line, behind the line, up to the line, behind, up, behind, up. Okay, now we're going to add in the free leg. So we're going to do this first on the left side. So we're starting just flat-footed behind the line. We're going to jump up to the line, fully weighted on the left, and the right leg is just going to land on the toe like this. Okay, now my left fully weighted foot is going to hop back again. My right leg is going to land on the heel on the same line. So I have not passed the center line here. Then I'm just going to do exactly what I just did. Same leg, toe, back on the heel, front on the toe, back on the heel, front on the toe, back on the heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, because of course, whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. So here we're going to fully weight behind the line. We're going to hop up, land on the toe, hop back, switch to the heel. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Okay, so once you're comfortable with that, we can add them together. So in this case, we're just going to do toe, heel, and then switch sides. Then the other side, toe, heel, and then switch sides again. So we're going to start on the left. We're going to hop forward, toe, hop backward, heel, same thing again, toe, same thing again, heel, and now we're going to switch sides. So from here, my weighted left leg is going to turn into the toe. My right heel, which is already on the front line, is just going to go flat. So it's going to be and 1. And then we can keep going with toe, heel, and 2, and then we're going to switch again. So my left leg is going to go flat. 3, and 4, and now my right foot is going to go flat. 1, and 2, and now my left foot's going to go flat. 3, and 4, and then it continues on from there. Okay, so let's try putting the forward toe tap DNB step to some music. Okay, so hope you have fun with this one. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.